Before we started today's video, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Savage Racing and Forged Fuels. Forged Fuels is who we go through for our E85. If you're in the Northwest and you are looking to get barrels delivered to you, or if you just want to fill up jugs, they're the only ones I would recommend going to. I'll be adding a link for them in the description, and probably some sort of little description of where to find them on Instagram. And Savage Racing, we just saw them at Import Face Off. And they're good friends of ours. If you want to watch a really cool Evo build that's about to make some noise, follow them on Instagram, which I will also link on here. All right, let's get back to the video. I think we'll get a cold start for the boys. A little toasty today. Oh my God, I think it's time to sell that exhaust. Oh, it's too much. Woo! Hello everyone, welcome to Student Drivers. Today we're just going to be talking about a couple things we're doing to the Evo. And I wanted to start this video by saying I am by no means an expert at this. I've taken a few classes, and I'm starting to understand how the ECU logic really works on these Evos. More specifically my setup, which is Tephra V3 mod. Is what we have on the ECU right now to run flex fuel. So what I'm doing more recently is just trying to nail down the idle. I want to generally get the idle right around 14 to 7 for AFR, so I've been working on that. So just wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I'm doing so far based off of the logs I've been getting from the car. We may need to calibrate our load. This is a load-based computer, so what that exactly means is, so like let's for instance go into our spark timing map. So over here on the left side we'll have our RPM, and then on the top we have our load. So load, usually braking vacuum is going to be right here at 100. So everything before this right here is going to be just casually daily driving. Anything beyond this will be usually boost applications, and I believe from my understanding, don't quote me on this, increments of 10 generally are going to be about 10 to 15 pounds of boost. So over here, obviously being the higher boost threshold, I'll get more clarification on that as we're going along. But the only stuff I'm really messing with right now is the low idle stuff. So right now I have cams, so we run about 11 degrees of timing right now on this, which gives us a little bit of that lope, and it kind of smooths out the idle. But this one right here is actually just the Tephra mod. So this would be the full flex fuel. Right now, I'm not messing with that right now. Currently, I'm working on our pump gas stuff. So high octane timing map. Low octane, I don't put regular in the car. I just put premium, of course. So I only really mess with this. So I copy and paste it. I believe I actually did mess with the timing on here just a smidge. We put it at 12 degrees just to see how the car liked it, and I believe it's pretty happy. So currently, right now, we are messing with our calibrated fuel map. Generally, with the Evo 10s, if you have everything calculated correctly, like your injector pulse width, your latency, all that stuff dialed in, generally, that means that your load would be calculated accordingly. There's other things involved, like your map sensor and everything like that as well, that needs to be calculated. Our cars from the factory are going to be MAF calculated and map calculated. So mine is specifically speed density, so we don't really have to worry about the MAF sensor too much. But right now, what I am doing is just finding areas in my tune where I feel like the fuel is needing compensation. Don't mind this. This is very messy right now. So the way I get this data is I'll pull up a log. Oh, wrong application. Let that load out real quick, but I use Evoscan for my logging. And if we go into our Explorer file, I have several logs of the vehicle right now, so I'll go ahead and pull this up for an example. and it's pretty nifty. This is something I'm just now starting to mess with, so again, I'm not an expert. I don't make any major changes to the car yet. I have messed with the wastegate a little bit to actually go scale it back, just because I need to make sure my load parameters are set correctly, because if you have your load off, if your load calculations are off, your timing and everything like that, just like I showed in the graph here, like, let's see here. So if your car is not calculating everything correctly and you're tuning, you know, spark timing here for 55 or 60 load, but your car is calculating the load correctly, you could be theoretically getting the wrong spark value or spark timing value. So it's very important to have that correct. So yeah, going back into this, let's take a peek at Megalog. So this is pretty cool. You have several different tables here. Right now I have RPM in the middle. We also have our PSI here, or what our map sensor is pulling up. And then I have my long-term load, knock sum, all appear on the top level. Obviously, if picking up any knock, tells me where to take timing out of. This also helps me kind of figure out if the load calculations are correct. I haven't messed with anything that would mess with that load calculation. So I am going to be doing a couple more logs of the car to kind of figure out if we do have that all calibrated correctly. So yeah, as of right now, why you guys haven't probably been seeing any power pulls of the car right now is just I'm taking my time with it. I got the GTO, so there hasn't been much of a need to really, I guess, do anything with the Evo quite yet. Plus, it's like 90 degrees outside. I don't really like driving the car when it's hotter than 90, or hotter than 80, really. I prefer cooler boost weather, just to be nicer to the car. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show a little bit of what this looks like. If you do remote tunes, and what you're going to want to do is hop into Ecu Flash, choose the parameters here that your tuner wants to see. You got quite a few on the 10. Obviously, MAF hertz and everything like that's going to be needed if you're just kind of like a bolt-ons car, short-term fuel trims, long-term idle fuel trims. All that stuff here is going to be needed to be logged. But yeah, this is what you'll need. Pretty easy stuff. And then when your tuner sends you a new tune, you just go ahead and download the tune, open the ROM file, and then these right here will flash open, and you'll do the write currently loaded ROM image to ECU flash memory. And if you want to pull off your current tune, you can do read from ECU flash memory. So yeah, pretty basic stuff. Nothing too crazy. I will say the cool thing with Tephra is it does open a lot of really cool features, such as, you know, launch control. Well, I mean, we have launch control from the factory, but we can mess with the timing from launch control, try to get that spark cut style, where we can shoot flames, you know, hot boy stuff. And then, of course, this is what you need in order to read off your flex fuel sensor so that you can interpolate your timing maps, your fuel maps, your boost maps as well. So if anybody's interested in this stuff, I can obviously do more research and sound a little bit more educated on it. I'm still pretty new to this stuff, so I'm sure there's going to be experts on here who will correct me on my quote-unquote knowledge, but I'm not claiming to be an expert. I do very basic, minimal stuff, and yeah, stay tuned, and we'll talk more about it. Thanks, guys. Well, be a little bit more careful next time I'm going around curbs. Oi! Bad day. Perfect. Good as new. Got a little stitches. It's the first little bump I've had on the Evo. Oh man. She got scraped up nice and good. Oh well.
Hard is the